Hello again, and welcome back to Illegally Cited. This is Jesse here, and I am back for another PC accessible game video. We are looking at a game called Kilta this time, Kilta, and it is available on Steam right now. I don't know if it's coming to other platforms. I know I always get the question, when is it coming to iOS? I don't know. I don't know if it is or not. But I did hear, just kind of doing a little research on the game as I was learning about it. The reason that it is on Steam and not itch.io or other places is because apparently the developers had some unfortunate results when they did place their earlier game on itch.io. There were some piracy issues. People were downloading it, because it's DRM free. And so people were downloading it, sharing it. And, again, if you're a developer, if you want to stay in business, you got to make money, you know? So they decided that, well, we're going to, Steam is technically DRM, so there is some digital copy protection or, digital rights management as it's called. So that is why it is currently that way. So, I've said this many, many times before, but again, especially for an accessible game, support the developers financially. Don't just say, "Hey, cool, I like the idea of this game," or I like this game. Buy the game, support it, and don't overload them with key requests, because we want them to make more games. But anyway, that being said, Kilta is a kind of it's an auto battler type of game. You are building your guild and you have all kinds of different classes and characters. You're fighting enemies, you're managing equipment, you're taking quests. And there are visuals to it. Like you can play this without a screen reader. You can play this without, as a sighted user. But you're given two options. You're giving the option to play the game or play the accessibility or accessible mode. And that is what we are going to do. I do have NVDA running. I have the screen reader NVDA running, and I am going to start it.
Kilta Steam. Kilta.
Okay. My true sound, I believe.
Title screen. Kilta.
I love the music in this so far. I've really been enjoying it. Now, I just beat chapter 1. So I'm not gonna play a whole bunch of this. I'll maybe do 2 quests or so, because I really want to encourage people to support this developer. I know people will say you should do a whole Let's Play. And, I don't know if I will do that eventually, but I guess especially for these audio games, for these accessible games, I want to do these spotlight videos because I want to encourage, I want to show people, hey, this is what the game is. This is the style of the game. This is how accessible it is and how it works. And then I want to, get the word out there so that other blind and low vision players can, in fact, buy and play the game for themselves, keeping the developers in business and giving us more cool games to play. So I'm going to arrow down.
Version 1.0 Kilta.
Kilta.
Version 1.0.2.
Tells us our version number. We are 1.0.
Resume game.
We can resume game.
New game.
Don't want that. New game. We don't want that.
New progress.
Okay, progress.
Options.
There's not a lot under options. One thing that I did do, if I hit enter.
Graphics tab.
So the way this game works is, let me give you a quick overview of the controls, as I understand them so far. It basically uses the arrow keys, the enter key, the control key, the shift key, and the escape key. That's about it. So you go sequentially through items on the screen with your up and down arrow. If you want to jump between sections of the screen, you hit left and right arrow. So you're jumping between groups, and that'll make more sense as we go. And that's a really, really handy feature. Enter will activate something. Oh, and then you use the number keys to assign things to current party members. That gets a little interesting to try to remember who's on what party. Um, so there are a couple things I would love to see somehow. I don't know how you would do it, but make things a little bit easier for inventory management and comparison on the fly. But we'll get into that when we get into the game. So if I arrow down,
Sound tab. Graphics tab.
we have our graphics tab. We're not going to do anything in there.
Sound tab.
Sound
Button.
tab.
Other tab.
Other tab. If I hit enter on other, it changes, and now we can arrow down.
Skip scene dialogues.
So we don't really want that.
Top view credits. Button. Data privacy. Privacy policy.
So there's not much under other.
View credit. Skip scene. Other tab.
Let's see if it.
Sound tab.
Let's see if it remembered my.
Other tab. Master volume. 50%. Music volume. Apply. Music volume. 20%.
Okay.
Master volume. 50%.
Let's
50%. 40%. 40% selected.
let's arrow it down just a tish. Just to I want to make sure.
Music volume. Apply. Options.
Okay.
Button.
And now we're back.
Press 1.0. Quit. Button. Quit. Resume game. Version 1. Resume game.
Let's resume game.
Loading.
And we have just. Now I wish this was narrated. It says Chapter 2. Something I didn't get to see what it said.
Overseer.
Okay, so usually after, not after every mission, but after some of them, you'll get some dialogue either between characters in your party or this overseer. Basically, you wake up and like, oh, you are now this guild master in charge of building this guild from scratch. And there's some overseer person.
Oh, you actually made it.
Yeah, so I just beat a boss. And interestingly, like I guess you can retry battles if you fail them until when you get to the end of a chapter, you get to an actual boss. Apparently, if you fail, you have to start all over. And thankfully, I did beat the boss. So, yay for me. I'm not usually good at these turn-based games, but you know, or not turn-based, but I wouldn't call it, it's sort of turn-based, sort of auto-battler. But let's continue.
Next.
I'm just arrowing down. We'll hit enter.
Overseer. I mean, congratulations. I knew you would make it.
Sure you
showed
did.
Great promise. Next, Overseer. Next,
Oops.
keep up the good work. I look forward to seeing how far you will go.
So just text dialogues.
Next. Guild.
All right. So
Button. Press return to select.
I'm going to do my best to try and explain how this works. Again, it's going to be one of those things that where listening to it and actually having your hands on the keyboard are going to be two different things, and it'll probably make a heck of a lot more sense to you if you just, were to experiment with the game for yourself. So you have your inventory here, which we'll check out in just a moment.
Quests.
Quests,
Button.
that's a pretty self-explanatory.
Press
We
return to
can
select.
choose our active quest to play.
Help. Button. Press
Help.
return to select.
Now, if I go into help,
Help window.
we get a
Close.
menu.
Battle grids. Help window. Battle grids. Button.
So battle grids, this
Press
will tell
return to
us like
select.
what our battle, like the way, because you have a 3x3 grid for you and your enemy. You each have 3x3 grid, and the way you arrange characters has different effects and depending on a whole bunch of different factors.
Accessibility controls. Button. Press return to select.
Now, accessibility controls, I did go here and read it, and I've basically told you guys everything. I might go in here and just let it read it to you. The one thing that I do wish is when you open one of these text dialogues, especially this one, it dumps a ton of information at you. And it's just as, like, if I arrow down, when I go in here, it'll just dump it out. It'll read it all to me at once. What I would love to do is I would love to be able to arrow up and down through that dialogue one line at a time, just so I can parse and remember, okay, what was that control? Or maybe I remember the first few items, but what was that control for this thing that I needed to do? Let's hit enter on this.
Accessibility controls. Accessibility mode can be enabled in the title screen by pressing Ctrl plus Alt plus A.
Okay.
Common controls. Up arrow, navigate to previous element. Down arrow, navigate to next element. Left arrow, navigate to previous element group. Right arrow, navigate to next element group. Tab, navigate to next element group. Enter, Interact with currently selected element. Shift, stop text to speech. Control, opens or closes a tooltip pop-up.
Very handy.
Escape, closes any currently open window and tooltip pop-up, or pauses the game if no windows are open. Guild management controls. I, shortcut to toggle inventory window. Q, shortcut to toggle quests window. P, shortcut to select party slots. R, shortcut to select reserve slots. Number keys 1 through 6, move selected hero to different slot. Number keys 1 through 6, move an item to different slot. Number key 7, place an item to the blacksmith.
See,
controls, WASD, traverse the deployment grid 2-dimensionally.
Wow.
Enter, selects a hero to move during deployment phase. Backspace, deselects currently selected hero during deployment phase. Number keys 1 through 5, reads out unit information from a hero. Alt plus number keys 1 through 9, reads out unit information from an enemy. Q, use first guild master skill. W, use second guild master skill.
Okay.
E, use third guild master skill.
Yep, that makes sense. Got all that? I hope so, because if you didn't, you'd have to listen to that all over again. See, that's where, like, the first stuff makes sense to me, but there was 1 or 2 items in, like, the second area where it was like, you know, Q is quest, I is inventory. There was one other thing where it was like, what was it? Something reserve. Oh, maybe it was P for party. So there are, I like the fact that you can jump around, but like I said, I would love to be able to kind of arrow through that one at a time, because again, there's something in the middle. I don't want to have to listen to that whole spiel. I would just like to be able to go blah, 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 you know, just down arrow or up arrow through that list and kind of take it at my own sort of pace. But let's get out of that. So I'm just going to arrow through the list for now.
Select quest. Party and reserve heroes.
Okay,
party
so
slots.
Party, here's our party.
Americas, party slot 1. Health 130 out of 130. Use number keys 1 through 5 to place to party slot.
Tells you...
Use number key 6 to place to reserve. Press control to open tooltip.
Yeah, so you can only have 5 people in your party at a time, apparently, and I have 6. I have 1 guy on reserve right now. But you can have up to 5, and as your characters are in battle, over time, their overall max health, I forget what they call it, like hard health or something like that, will go down, and like you want to give them a rest every once in a while. And then after every chapter, they will regain all of their everything as well, or after a rest. But there you see, it gives you your character, it gives you your party member, it gives you their health. If I arrow down again,
Sledgehammer, tier 5.
They get 1 weapon slot.
Use number keys 1. Sturdy helmet. Tier
they
7,
get 1 item slot.
1. Use number keys 12 physical.
At least
melee.
for now.
12 physical melee. Approximation of auto attack strength for Americas.
So that tells you their average attack and whatever.
Belia, party slot 2. Health 85 out of 85. Enhanced bow, tier 5. Party
She's
slot
got a
2.
bow.
Ancient shield, tier 0.
An ancient shield.
Party, 12 physical range. Approximation of auto attack. Solia, party slot 3. Health 90 out of 90. Druidic staff, tier 4. Party slot 3. Use number keys 1 through 5 to place to Mysterious Scarf, tier 0.
So she's got an item as well.
Magical range. Raga, party slot 4. Health 140.
This guy's really handy.
Use number keys 1 through 5
because he's my his ability gives me a shield or a party shield where everyone gets a bubble shield for a little while. Excuse me, for a little while in battle. Very, very handy for defensive buff. And actually, as I just beat the Chapter 1 boss, apparently if you beat a boss, you get a permanent character upgrade. So even if I blow it on a future boss and we do have to start over, this character still remains level 2 because I gave him an overall long lifetime level upgrade. So that's pretty cool.
Wand of Warding, tier 6, party slot 4, 10 magical range. Pyrorix, party slot 5.
This is my big dragon dude that's like brute force guy.
Axe of Deforestation, tier 7, sturdy helmet, tier 7.
He's got a helmet for some defense.
20 physical melee. Reserve slots.
We got 1 reserve slot right now, full.
Go, reserve slot 1. Health 95 out of 95.
This is a
Use
really
number
nice
keys 1
healer
through
that I'm
5
going to
to
keep
place
in
to party slot.
when my other
Use
healer
number
needs
key
a
6 to place to
rest.
party overview. Ability traits.
So let's go back and
Quests. Inventory.
let's go into our
Button.
inventory.
Inventory window.
Now, if I hit the right arrow,
Weapons.
there's my
Old
weapons
trusty
area. If I
sword.
hit right
Tier
arrow
0.
again,
Equipment.
there's my
Ancient
equipment. I'll
armor.
hit left
Tier
arrow.
0. Weapons. Old trusty sword. Tier 0.
So
Use
that's
number
really
keys 1
cool
through 5 to place to
because I
party
can
slot.
quickly jump
Use
between
number key 6
what
to
I
return to
want.
inventory.
Shush. And I'm glad they added the shift key for silent speech, because that's a lot of, especially for computer games I've noticed lately, like where Microsoft has narration or something, they just keep blabbing and there's no way to really shut it up, which is a very important key. But if I hit control on this,
Old trusty
I get a
sword.
pop-up, I
Physical
can
melee
arrow
weapon.
down,
Tier 0. Physical power +3. Physical defense +1. This sword has seen better days and wasn't that great in the first place, but it can still do the job. This sword has seen better days
okay,
and wasn't that great
and
in
I
the
hit
first
control
place.
again to
Old
make it
trusty
go
sword.
away,
Tier 0. Old trusty sword.
and you hear how it
Tier
goes.
0. Old trusty sword. Old trusty sword.
The
Tier.
notes there, you can tell when it's open or closed. See, when I can arrow through that pop-up, I almost wish that that's the way that help dialogue worked, so I could arrow up and down a line or chunk at a time and not have to read that whole thing. But I can just arrow down now through my weapons here.
Simple bow. Tier 0. Use number keys 1 through. Mage's first staff. Tier 0. Almost magical dagger.
Let's
Tier
say that I
0.
wanted to read about that. I
Use
hit
number keys
control,
1. Almost magical dagger.
arrow down.
Magical melee weapon. Tier 0. Maximum health -5. Magical power +2. Speed +1. This dagger was rediscovered years after falling into the guild latrine. Despite a thorough washing, it retains an ominous quasi-magical aura.
Is that what you call
Almost magical dagger.
magical
Tier
or
0.
quasi-magical
Use number keys
aura?
1
Is that
through
what they're
5
calling
to
it
place to party
nowadays?
slot.
All right
Use
then.
number key 6 to return to inventory.
All right, shush. So now the way that you equip these, now this is the one area where I wish that it was a little bit easier, because let's say I'm like, oh, what did this soldier or what did this party member have? Like right now, I would move to a weapon or an item, and then I would hit the number key of the party member, so I have to remember, okay, this guy was slot 1, this guy was slot 2, this chick was slot 3, and you have to sort of keep in your head, okay, slot 1 was kind of the all-around guy. See, slot 5 is my, because I added him last, slot 5 is my beastly dragon guy. So, you know, he's my tank, essentially. And so if you want to remember, like, oh, what do I have to do? So I would go back, look at my party members, and go, okay, he was slot 4. Okay, then I'm going to go back in here, and then I'm going to go select slot 4. Or if I wanted to go check what weapon did they have again, or what item did they have, there just doesn't seem to be a quick way to move from the like the items or your weapons into checking the status of. Let me see if I can.
Weapons.
Yeah, see,
Old
so
trusty sword.
your
Tier
pop up
0.
here for weapons.
Use number keys 1 through 5 to place
That's
to party
that's
slot.
where you're locked in.
Use number key 6.
So if I wanted to check, I'd have to hit escape,
Inventory.
and then I can go down a bunch of
Sturdy helmet.
times.
Sledge hat. 12 physic. Velia. Party slot 2.
Okay, so Valia is party
1285
slot
out of it.
2.
Enhanced bow. Tier
Okay,
5.
she's a bow
Party
person.
slot
Let's
2.
say that I had an upgraded bow
Use
that I
number
would
keys 1
want.
through 5.
And then I could go, okay, now I'm going to go back to my inventory and I'm going to give her a slot. So it's totally doable. It's just I wish there was kind of a smoother way. Like a lot of RPGs, especially if you're playing them visually, there'll be a thing where like you go to the character and then you look at what items and then you can just equip the item that way. This one, you actually go to the inventory screen and then you assign it to the person, which isn't necessarily a bad way to do it. But for comparison's sake, you got to kind of remember a bit. So sharpen your memory for a little bit here. This game does. Let's go to quests and let's do a quest. I'll show you how that works.
Inventory quests.
So I'm going to hit enter on quests.
Quests window.
We've got a couple choices, it looks like, here. And again, this is all visual. Like, this game is totally visual. You can play this visually with the mouse. But you see how fluidly, and especially with NVDA, how responsive this is? They did a really good job with this. The interface makes sense. I like the fact that you could jump to different areas of the screen of your main guild screen. You can go left and right to jump between sections. You can up and down arrow through everything. It's kind of just the opposite of like iOS, where you go left to right to go in order, and then up and down is your rotor item. That's kind of what I would compare to, except it's just the opposite, where up and down go item by item. Let's say what our quests are.
Quest list. Bandit Showdown, Tier 10. Button.
Okay.
Prison Escape, Tier 11. The Cult of the Boar, Tier 11.
Let's do a Tier
Bandit
10
Showdown,
quest, shall
Tier 10.
we?
Button.
So let's hit
Press
enter on
to
that.
select as Bandit Showdown.
Now if I
Tier
hit
10.
right arrow,
Quest info.
quest info, and
Bandit
I hit down arrow.
A small army of bandits has been spotted in the forest. Town militia has requested our help. The militia will launch a diversionary attack that should lure most of the bandits away from their camp. Our adventurers will then sneak into the camp and dispose of the bandit leader and any other remaining bandits.
Okay.
This should break the morale of the bandit main force.
Alright, so let's arrow down again.
Enemies.
So this tells us our enemies here, and it shows us on our grid.
Bandit swordsman. Press bandit swordsman. Press control to open tooltip.
Now, even before we go into the battle, let's say we want to know what can a bandit swordsman do. Let's hit control.
Bandit swordsman. Maximum health 110. Physical power 33. Physical defense 30. Magical power 5.
I'm just arrowing down.
Magical defense 16. Speed 13. Aggro 100. Auto attack physical melee. Ability. Heavy cut activation charge 2 trait none. The bandit swordsman strikes a single melee target with 120% of its physical power. I'll have your money and your life. I'll have your money and your life.
And you hear the pop that tells you you're at the end, so I'm going to hit control.
Bandit swordsman.
There it goes. Now I can arrow down again.
Bandit archer.
Bandit archer. Oh boy.
Bandit leader.
Bandit leader. What crap can he do?
Leader. Maximum health 1. Maximum health 130. Physical power 38. Physical defense 34. Magical power 5. Magical defense 25. Speed 14. Aggro 100. Auto attack physical melee. Ability. Organized violence activation charge 4 trait none. The bandit leader chooses a random hero and raises their aggro stat. Having a higher aggro stat increases the chance of being targeted.
Okay, yeah, so you have an aggro system. There's a really good piece of armor that I would love to use, and it does have some good stats, but it basically puts a bullseye on your back. And I just don't know who I want to give that to.
Bandit leader.
Alright,
Bandit gunner.
Oh, a gunner.
Control to open. Bandit. Maximum health 100. Physical power 10. Physical defense 20. Maximum health 100.
Okay, he's a weaker dude, but...
Physical power 10. Physical defense 20. Magical power 29. Magical defense 24.
Yeah.
Speed 12. Aggro 100. Auto attack magical range. Ability. Shotgun blast activation charge 3 trait none. The bandit gunner blasts all melee targets with 125% of his magical power.
Oh, that's poopy. Okay,
Bandit gunner.
that's gonna be not fun.
Bandit archer. Press
Oh
control
boy, I hope that I don't get wrecked in this battle.
Quest list.
Alright, so I'm gonna hit left arrow,
Quests window. Confirm.
and when I get hit to the left all the way, the first thing you land on is continue,
Begin quest.
and then I land on begin quest. I'm gonna hit enter again. Loading.
Deployment phase.
Alright, deployment phase. So before the battle begins, here is where we have, on the left we have our layout, and the right we have theirs. I can arrow down,
Quest. Bandit showdown. Begin battle.
so we're going to down arrow again.
Positional effects. Full rank front. Heroes
So
on front
full
rank
rank
gain plus
front.
8% defense. Play. Full rank front. Heroes on front rank gain plus 8% defense. Player side. Front first. Americus. Physical melee.
So
Press
Marigus,
return to select. Front second. Pyrorix. Physical melee.
Pyrorix, he's our big
Press
dragon
return to
dude.
select. Front third. Velia. Physical range.
Now if I
Slot
wanted
bonus.
to move any of these, I would hit enter on them, and then I would just up and down arrow to the slot where I wanted them, and then I would press enter on that, and then it would move them there. So it's a very easy system to really do, and I could see how this would totally work on a touchscreen, because you could just double tap on one of them or something and it would pick them up, and then you double tap on another part of the grid and you'd plop them down. So like, this is a PC game right now, but I could, with the way the interface is, I could totally see it working on a touchscreen, iPhone, iPad type of deal as well. But let's just go ahead and start the battle and see if I get wrecked. When you start the battle,
Deploy.
Um,
Battle. Quest. Begin battle.
before we begin, what I will say is
Press
it
return
goes
to
in
select.
real time. You do have the ability to adjust like slow, fast, normal, speed. There is a pause, but it's not really a pause. It's more of a really, really slow down. So the game will still kind of move, from what I gathered. But you'll just have a little more time to react. Now, I'm going to largely be quiet. You may hear a few color commentary things here and there, but I really want to listen because I want to listen for announcements of when some of my party members might lose health. I have 2 hero abilities now. I have a potion ability where I can target and heal a specific party member, and I have another heal ability where basically it pools everyone's health together and it'll divide it up individually. So if one person's really wrecked, or it's kind of a neat ability. So let's just battle.
Battle started. R.A.G.A uses shared barrier.
Shared barrier,
Bandit
that's my
leader
favorite
uses
skill
organized violence.
because it puts bubbles
Bandit
on all of
swordsman
our
uses heavy
dudes.
cut.
I'll just let
Bandit
you listen.
swordsman uses heavy cut. Velia's health below 70%. Velia uses magpie's boom. Bandit leader's health below 70%.
Okay,
Bandit swordsman's health below 70%.
good.
Pyrorix's health below 70%.
Okay, Pyrorix, got to keep an eye on him.
Americus uses hammer of justice.
Yeah, I love that.
Bandit swordsman's health at 23%.
Good.
Solia uses 3 dragon strikes. Bandit leader's health at 10%.
Ooh,
Bandit archer uses heavy arrow.
Bandit leader's getting his ass
Swordsman was
kicked.
defeated
Good.
by Velia. Bandit archer uses heavy arrow. Pyrorix uses draconic smash.
There we go.
Bandit leader was defeated by archer.
Yeah.
Gunner was defeated by Velia. Bandit swordsman's health below
Eat that,
70%.
son.
Bandit swordsman uses heavy cut. R.A.G.A uses shared barrier.
There we go. We got our
Bandit
barriers
archer's health
back.
below 70%. Velia uses magpie's boom.
I'm feeling pretty good about
Bandit
this.
swordsman was defeated by Velia.
Okay, another bandit gone.
Bandit archer's health below 70%. Bandit gunner's health below 70%.
Ooh, there's our
Bandit gunner uses
shotgunner.
Shotgun blast. Bandit archer uses heavy arrow. R.A.G.A.'s health below 70%. Bandit archer's health at 24%.
Okay.
Bandit archer was defeated by. Bandit
2
gunner was
left.
defeated by
Oh.
Pyrorix.
Damn.
Solia uses 3. Bandit archer was defeated by Solia.
Eat it.
Battle concluded.
3 of them dead.
Victory.
Right at the end there, I couldn't even keep up with it. Just boom. So yeah, once we killed that leader, their morale was down and we started plugging them away pretty good. So that went far better than I expected it would. Excellentness. So let's see what we get.
Statistics.
So here we can see what our top rank is, who did the most damage.
Drop down. Velia, 264.
Okay,
Pyrorix, 202.
he's my man.
Solia, 190. Americus, 96. R.A.G.A. 65.
Yeah, but he did the least damage, but he's the one that gave us our barriers, so you're all cool, buddy.
Continue.
Okay, we'll continue. Now we can see what rewards we get.
Return to guild.
Oh.
Return to club of clobbering.
Let's see.
Victory. Item rewards. Pick one.
Okay, I pick some of them. You just get all the rewards, and some of them you have to choose. This one we have to pick. And there was one where I could pick 2 out of the 3. So what could we pick?
Club of clobbering. Tier 6. Weapon.
Okay, let's hit control.
Physical melee weapon. Tier 6. Physical power plus 7. Stunning blows eye. Each auto attack has 30% probability to stun target for 2.0 seconds.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
This weapon inflicts stun upon making contact with the target's head. There's no magic involved.
Meh.
Club of clobbering.
Nope, just clobber them.
Pick. Magic crossbow. Tier 6. Weapon. Press
Ooh,
control to
that
open
could
tooltip.
be.
Magical ranged weapon. Physical defense -1.
Eh.
Magical power plus 7. Speed -1. Shield breaker. The wielder will deal 200% damage to shielded units. The bonus damage can't exceed the strength of the shield.
They're really good against shielded enemies, but it's got a lot of minuses to it.
A simple and ingenious magic-infused crossbow that lets anyone use magic in combat with little to no training. All major schools of magic agree that these weapons should be used.
Let's see what our third one is.
Pick. Strongbow, Tier 14, Weapon.
Ooh.
Press control to Strongbow. Physical ranged weapon, Tier 14. Physical power plus 50%. Physical defense -1.
Eh,
This bow is stronger than its user. The harder you pull, the harder it shoots. This bow is stronger than its user.
I kind of want
The
that
harder you
one
pull,
because
the
it's
harder
such
it
a
hits.
high, and I have a.
Therefore, pick strongbow. Pick.
Let's pick the strongbow.
Return to guild. Loading. Dialog screen. Weekly news has arrived.
Okay.
Next, you start scrolling through the papers. Next, Continental News uniting people, one headline at a time. Next, the source of the mysterious howls in Metaforest have been identified. A mutated hunger wolf was found, which a nearby guild was dispatched to stop. The guild successfully disposed of the species, sending the remains to the capital to study.
We sure did. We killed it good.
Next, an ancient site has been discovered in the Alama Mountains. The site has been identified to be at least 200 years old, possibly holding valuable items from ancient nations, Nabaea's Golden Age.
Okay.
Next, herds of feathered pilos have been migrating more frequently lately. The source for the sudden increase in migrations is unknown. The large herds might disturb the trading routes. The traders are advised to seek the help of the guilds. Next, thank you for reading our news. See you again next week. Next, guild. Choose a hero
Oh.
to recruit.
Okay, we get another hero.
Shadowhorn, 1 star.
Okay, so I saw him before. I think he was.
Shadowhorn is a rare Imkin assassin. She is on track to find her sister, but she isn't exactly the most direct person when it comes to talking.
Yeah,
She is trained to kill the target as soon as
kind of
possible.
like her.
Ability selection. 4th axis. Checked.
Let's
Toggle.
hit control.
4th axis. Ability. Activation charge 2. Trait offensive. Shadowhorn strikes a lowest health enemy with 140% of her magical power. Enemies below 50% maximum health are hit by 250% magical power instead.
Ooh.
If the initial target gets incapacitated, Shadowhorn casts the ability on another target, this time scaling with physical power and dealing physical damage.
Huh, okay.
4th
Let's see what
axis.
our other ability we could
Checked.
choose.
Vital Cut. Vital Cut, ability. Activation charge 2. Trait offensive. Shadowhorn vitally cuts an enemy, hitting them for 5% of their current health. It is counted as an auto attack and applies auto attack related effects. Additionally, the struck enemy is afflicted with bleed, which deals 15% of their current health as damage over time.
Ooh, I like that bleed effect. That's tempting. Let's see what the other
Vital
person
Cut.
we can choose now.
Recruit, Mario, 1 star. Mario is a human sage from the swamps of Loa. She has lived most of her life in exclusion and she has become a sort of living legend in the region. Her specialties are curses. Ability selection.
Okay.
Sage's Curse. Sage's Curse, ability. Activation charge 2. Trait offensive. Mario strikes an enemy with 140% of the magical power.
Okay.
This also curses the enemy, stopping their ability charge accumulation and ability use for number of actions based on Mario's magical
That's
power.
pretty good too.
Additionally, dispels a single buff from the enemy.
That's
Sage's
a
Curse.
good. That is a good
Check.
attack too.
Sage's Advice. Sage's ability. Activation charge 4. Trait supportive. Mario grants 2 ability charge to 3 allies. She also buffs their magical power and physical power for the next action, either auto attack or ability, by an amount based on her own physical power and magical power. Additionally, dispels a single debuff from a random ally.
All these are good. You can only choose one of these
Sage's
members, and you can only
checked.
choose one
Toggle.
ability
control
from
to open
each
tooltip.
one. Now, again, what they did say in one of the training tips was that you will see, like if I like both of these and I choose one, later on when I get another party member option, that other person may reappear. I think I'm going to go with the first one, and I'm going to go with the second ability that does the bleed damage.
Sage ability. Mario is a human sage from the swamps. Mario, recruit. Vital Cut. Not checked. Vital Cut. Checked. Recruit. Inventory. Button.
Alright, so now we've
Press
got
return
2
to
in
select.
reserve. I'm going to keep my current party for now. Oh, what did we get?
Inventory window. Close. Weapons. Equipment. Pancake. Ancient armor. Tier 0.
That's crap.
Pancake. Tier none. Annoying armor. Tier 7.
So this is a great
Use number keys 1
armor,
through 5 to
but
place
it
to party slot.
tanks you,
Use number key
but
6 to return to
it
inventory.
not tanks you. It um, basically everyone is after you.
Slippery jacket. Tier 7. Use number keys 1 through 5 to
I gotta
place to
put
party
that
slot.
on somebody too.
Use number Berserk helm. Tier 14. Use number keys 1 through 5 to
Where
place
did
to
I
party
get
slot.
that?
Use number key 6 to return to inventory.
Oh.
Slippery Berserk helm.
Oh, it probably didn't save.
Berserk helm. Tier 14.
Okay, I'm gonna put him on my dragon.
1 to play Berserk helm given to Pyrorix at party slot 5.
Okay.
Ancient armor. Tier 0.
So
sturdy helmet. Blacksmith. Success rate. Equipment. Weapons.
okay.
Equipment. Weapons. Relic of Strongbow. Tier 14. Use number keys 1 through 5 to place to party slot.
Who do I want to give
Use number
that
key 6
to?
to return to inventory. Use number key 7 to place to blacksmith. Press Control to open tooltip.
See, now I gotta go back.
Quests. Select quest. Party and
What was
sledgehammer.
the bow that she
Sturdy helmet.
has?
12 physical melee. Velia. Enhanced bow. Tier 5. Party slot 2. Use number keys 1 through 5. Velia. Enhanced bow. Enhanced physical ranged weapon. Tier 5. Physical power plus 6. Physical defense minus 1. Magical power plus 2.
Okay, so it had a. So I already the minus 1 defense would still be the same.
Physical defense minus 1. Magical power plus 2. This bow has been enhanced.
Magical
to
power
and
plus
enhanced
2.
Bow. Tier 5. Inventory. Inventory. Weapons. Blacksmith. Equipment. Weapon. Relic of dual. Strongbow. Tier 14. Strongbow. Physical ranged weapon. Tier 14. Physical power plus 50%. Physical defense minus 1. This bow is stronger than its
So
user.
I don't get the
harder you
magic
pull, the harder
buff,
it
but I
shoots.
get a lot of. Let's try it.
Strongbow. Tier 14. Use
Let's
number
give it
keys.
to
Strongbow given to Velia at party
2.
slot 2. Old trusty sword. Tier 0. Use number keys 1
So I
through
just
5
unlocked
to
the
place to party slot.
blacksmith too, and I gotta
Use number
figure
key 6
out.
to return to inventory. Simple old trusty sword. Tier 0. Use number keys
I'm gonna
1
hit
through 5.
7.
Old trusty sword placed to blacksmith. Mage's first staff. Tier 0.
That's a
Use
tier
number keys
0.
1 through
That's
5. Mage's
garbage.
first staff placed to blacksmith.
And I want to get rid of
Pancake. Tier none.
tier none.
Use
That's
number
not
keys
even
1 through
anything.
5.
So if I
Pancake placed to blacksmith.
so
Ancient
what they
armor. Tier
what they
0.
told me
Use number keys 1 through
is basically you can sacrifice up to 1 to 3 items to the blacksmith, and the number that you sacrifice will give you a better percentage. So like 33% if you sacrifice 1, 66 at 2 items, and then 100% at 3 of a chance of getting back a better item. So let me see.
blacksmith. Old trusty sword. Tier 0. Use number keys 1 through 5 to place to party. Mage's first. Pancake. Success rate. 100%. Reforge. Button.
All right, let's reforge it.
2777. Reforge successful. New weapon added. Druidic wand. Tier 14.
Ooh. What did that do?
Equipment. Weapons. Inventory. Weapons. Blacksmith. Equipment. Weapons. Enhanced bow. Tier 5. Relic of duelist. Tier. Druidic staff. Tier 4. Worn wand. Spear of average sword. Cursed dagger. Arcane tome. Druidic staff. Spear of recurve bow. Average sword. Almost magical dagger.
Where is it?
Simple bow. Druidic wand. Tier 14. Druidic wand. Magical ranged weapon. Tier 14.
Oh man.
Magical power plus 8. Speed plus 2. Safety standards. Heal self by 30 points on ability use.
Okay.
A wand put together from broken pieces of the druidic staff.
I'm gonna save that
Druidic
when I
wand,
add the
druidic
other
wand,
party
druidic
member
wand,
to
druidic
my
wand.
ability
Tier-
or to my thing, because I'm gonna have to give that person an item. But okay, so yeah, we reforged something. I showed you how that worked. That was the first time I've ever done that. Let's do one more battle, and then we're gonna wrap up the video because again, I've shown you how I've managed my inventory. I've shown you how we've move things around. Again, I haven't shown you necessarily how I move people around the battlefield, but it's essentially this very similar to what we're doing on these other screens, except you just, you pick one up and then you move it to the empty slot on the grid, and then you
Inventory.
just go. So I'm going to hit Q
Quests
for
window.
quests.
Quest list. Hunting in unison, tier 10. Button.
Okay, let's do it.
Q. Quest info. Nature always has surprises in store. For one reason or another, a couple of hunger wolves and a trio of magical elks have teamed up and are attacking nearby farms in mutual agreement. Meat for the wolves, vegetables for the elks. They should be stopped before the herd grows even bigger.
Let's do it.
Quests window. Confirm. Begin quest. Loading.
I didn't even look at the, because it told me what we're going to face,
Deployment
so
phase.
I'm going to leave things as they are because it's been working pretty well.
Quest. Begin battle. Battle started. R.A.G.A uses shared barrier.
Yep, he's on a thing where he gets to start first, which is great because I get the barrier right away.
Hungry hunger wolves health below 70%.
Okay, good.
Velia uses magpie's wing. Great hungry hunger wolf uses greater cunning claws.
Not sure what that tone was.
Velia's health below 70%.
Velia.
Americus uses hammer of justice.
Damn.
Solia uses 3 dragon strikes. Hungry hunger wolf was defeated by Solia.
Excellent. One down.
Moon elk's health below 70%. Pyrorix uses draconic smash.
Hell yeah.
Great hungry hunger wolf's health below 70%. Velia's health at 21%.
Velia?
Front second. Pyrorix. Front third. Velia. Physical range. Healing potion used.
Gotta heal her up, so I hit Q to do that, and then I arrow to the person.
Scorching ray.
And it takes time to... It's not instant.
Elk uses long knife. Americus' health below 70%. Velia uses magpie's boon.
Come on, I should hear Velia healed.
Velia was healed.
There we go. Sometimes it can take a little while. Sometimes it's fast, but it depends on how much is going on.
Great hungry hunger wolf's health at 26%.
Okay.
Solia uses 3 dragon strikes.
Kill that
Eclipse
great
elk's
one.
health below 70%. Eclipse elk's health at 20%. Velia's health below 70%. Velia's health at 9%.
Uh-oh.
Front third. Velia. Healing potion use.
I get 4 health potions as my ability per round. Okay, give me my barriers. Good.
Hungry hunger wolf uses greater cunning claws.
Oh, that great one is awful.
Americus' health at 29%.
Very...
Velia. Eclipse elk was defeated by Velia. Moon elk's health at 30%. Eclipse elk uses scorching ray. Moon elk uses long knife.
Oh, that front one needs to die.
Eclipse elk's health below 70%. Velia was healed.
Good,
Solia
finally.
uses 3 great hungry hunger wolf
Good.
by Solia.
That thing is dead.
Pyrorix uses great hunt. Moon elk was defeated by Pyrorix.
So we got like one dude left?
Americus was defeated by Eclipse elk.
Oh no!
Velia uses magpie's boon. Eclipse elk's health at 10%.
I lost Americus.
Eclipse elk was defeated by Pyrorix.
Okay, well we lost one person.
Victory.
I wonder if they're out now for a round. I'm curious when we go back to the guild. So one of my dudes, see, that's the other thing. Even when you pause, like I wish, especially on the computer, I don't know, I mean on iOS you could just touch them if they made this for iOS. But it would be kind of neat if I could hit 1 through 5 and quickly hear what that, that's actually a really good idea. Hit 1 through 5 during battle, and then I could hear what their health was. And maybe it was even in that list, but like I said, there were so many things in that that help message, I couldn't remember everything. So maybe that is a thing. I don't know, but if it isn't, it probably should be. So yeah, maybe I'll have to try that. Let's go.
Statistics. Drop down. Pyrorix 350. Velia 306. Solia 200. Americus 144.
Yeah, he died.
R.A.G.8. Continue.
I hope he's not dead.
Continue.
I don't know if this has like once they're dead thing or not.
Item rewards. Cursed axe. Tier 6. Weapon. Item rewards. Pick 1.
Okay.
Cursed axe. Tier 6. Weapon.
No.
Pick. Slippery jacket. Tier 7. Equipment.
I'm gonna go with that because I've already seen these types of items and I don't really want cursed things right now.
Return to guild. Loading.
So let's see what happens.
Inventory.
Okay, I don't get a tip.
Quests. Help.
Let's see what happens here.
Select quest. Party and reserve here. Americas. Party slot 1. Health 138 out of 145.
Okay, so he
Use number
lost a
keys
little
1
bit,
through
but
5
that's
to
what
place to
what
party slot.
always
Use
happens.
number key 6 to place to reserve.
Yeah, maybe we'll do one more battle because I do want to see if that could be really handy. If I could hit 1 through 5 and hear what that person's health was, because sometimes there's so much going on, sound effects and speech, and sometimes the speech can't keep up with everything. I want to be able to just check, like, ooh, which guy is really low on health again, did it say? That's why I was really being quiet during battle. I'm going to keep things as they are for one more round.
Sledgehammer.
Let's just...
Button. Quests. Inventory. Quests.
Quests.
Quest window. Quest list. Prison Escape. Tier 11. Snake Shaman. Tier 12. Revenge of the Wizbor. Tier 13.
Yeah, we're going to go 11.
Tier 11. Prison Escape. Quest info. Prison Escape. A group of deserters have escaped the capital's prison. They somehow successfully taunted a massive feathered pillow to break the brick wall.
Huh?
Some prisoners were subdued quickly, but others are still on the loose. Catch them.
Okay.
Quests window. Confirm.
I would have wrapped up the video, but I do want to see if this does in fact work.
Loading.
So I'm just going to leave things as they are. Hopefully I don't get wrecked. I like this battle music too. There's been some good... I've really enjoyed the music in this game so far.
Quest. Prison Escape. Begin battle. Battle started.
Now if I hit 1...
Americas at front first health 144.
Oh, nice!
144. Solia at middle second health 99 out of 99.
Oh, that is so good.
Velia at front third health 89 out of 89.
Okay.
Charge 3 out of 3. Pyrorix at front second health 149 out of 140.
Okay, now I'll just let it talk.
Velia uses Magpie's Boon.
Okay, that's good.
Deserter Swordsman's health below 70%. Pyrorix's health below 70%.
And I can hit, I think it's shift in the numbers or alt in the numbers, and it can hear the enemy's health.
Uses Hammer of Justice. Solia uses 3.
Okay, so cancel that feedback that I had earlier because it's in here. That is so good.
Deserter Swordsman's health at 15%.
Okay.
Deserter Leader's health below 70%. Deserter Archer uses Hail of Arrows. Solia's health below 70%.
Solia.
R.A.G.A.'s health below 70%. Great Feathered Kilo uses
yes,
greater damage
give
barrier.
me our bubbles.
R.A.G.A.
Well, that guy's got a bubble too, though.
Pyrorix's health at 30%.
Uh-oh.
Deserter Archer uses
Q.
front first, front second, middle third, battle speed, paused. Player side, middle second, Velia uses mag, front third, front second, Pyroric, healing potion use. Uses left.
There we go. Gotta heal Pyrorix.
Deserter Leader's health at 29%. Deserter Leader was defeated by Pyrorix.
Good.
Deserter Swordsman uses crippling slash.
Good job, Pyrorix.
Deserter Archer's health below 70%. Deserter Swordsman was defeated by Pyrorix.
Yeah.
Solia uses 3 dragon strikes.
Pyrorix is the man.
Great Feathered Pilo's health below 70%. R.A.G.A.'s health at 29%. Front first, Emeric. Middle third, R.A.G.A. healing potion use.
There we go.
Americus uses
His health was getting low.
R.A.G.A. uses shared barrier.
I love that ability.
Great Feathered Pilo's health at 30%. Velia uses Magpie's Boon. Pyrorix uses Deserter Archer was defeated by Pyrorix.
Okay.
Deserter Archer uses Hail of Arrows. Solia's health at 20%. Front first, front second, Pyrorix, front third, Velia, middle second, Solia, healing potion use. Great Feathered Kilo was defeated by Pyrorix. Deserter Archer's health at 23%.
Oh, we got this.
Solia uses, Deserter Archer was defeated by
Eat
Solia.
it.
Battle concluded.
And we didn't even lose anybody that time. I had to use 3 out of 4 health potions, but we did it. All right.
Statistics, drop down. Drop down. Pyrorix, 325. Velia, 200.
Yeah, Pyrorix was kicking some serious ass there, because he was defeated by that guy, defeated that guy.
Solia, 108. Americus, 100. R.A.G.A. 74.
Yeah, but you gave me bubbles, so you're fine. Healing bubbles or defense bubbles.
Continue. Item rewards, pick 1.
Okay, what can we bid? What can we get?
Arcane Spear, Tier 14, weapon.
Ooh, what do we
Press
get?
Arcane
Let's
Spear,
see.
magical melee weapon, Tier 14. Physical power plus 5. Magical power plus 7.
Ooh.
Magical defense plus 3. Speed plus 1.
Ooh.
Originally a magic staff but running low on us. Luckily it's pretty sharp so it still works as a spear.
Everything is pluses, there's no
Arcane Spear,
minuses.
Tier
Let's see what
14.
else we can get.
Pick. Heavy plate, Tier 14. Equipment. Press
Oh.
control to open tooltip.
No, I love my
Heavy plate,
armor.
equipment, Tier 14. Maximum health plus 30. Physical power minus 2. Physical defense plus 14.
Ooh. Oh, wait, what?
Physical defense plus 14.
Okay, yeah.
Physical mitigation plus 15%. Magical power minus 6. Magical defense plus 4.
Oh, God.
Great protection comes with great heaviness.
Eh,
Great protection comes with great heaviness.
yeah.
Pick Arcane Spear.
I really kind of want that spear.
Press control to open tooltip.
I don't know, that armor would be really good, though.
Item rewards. Arcane Spear. Tier 14. Pick. Button. Press return to select.
I'm gonna regret this, but I'm gonna go with the spear.
Heavy. Return to guild. Loading. Guild. Inventory. Button.
Alright, so no
Press
new
return to select.
updates from our, whatchamacallit guy, or no character dialogue. But we did 3 different missions now. We went through some of the inventory, and there you go, guys. That is a look at Kilta. Kilta. Came out of nowhere for me. I didn't even know that it was coming until I had heard a few people buzzing about it on Twitter. And then somebody was playing like an early build before, a few days before the whole 1.0 release. And I gotta say, you know, it's kind of got this auto battler. You're working a lot more with the management of your party and your guild and your equipment and everything than you are actually doing the battle. So if you don't want to, or you don't like you know, twitchy, fast-paced games, this game will be definitely up your alley. So yeah, I mean, it is very good with NVDA running. I should mention before I wrap up, I did originally try this and I didn't put NVDA on. I just, you know, I chose the accessible mode, and it did use its own voice, but it wasn't as responsive. And there was also a point where I was supposed to pick a hero, or, you know, like the screen where you pick like between your 2 characters and their skills. I could navigate them and I could pick them, but for some reason the continue button, even after I picked one, it was grayed out, and so I couldn't actually continue. But then when I stopped the game and I opened it again while I was running NVDA, it worked perfectly. So not sure what's up with that, but yeah, if you're into kind of this strategy, kind of auto battler management style guild building combat, not a bad deal. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys give it a shot. Give the video a like if you did. Follow me on Twitter at BGFH79, twitch.tv/illegally-cited, illegally-cited.com, and of course right here on YouTube. So until next time, I will chat with everyone again later.